Hello everyone, my name is Mekkah. Welcome back to my Fire Emblem 5 Thracia 776 Iron Man playthrough. I'm gonna walk you through the remainder of chapter 17A. It's mostly killing a couple of remaining enemies and walking a really long time, killing a couple more enemies, running out some long-range artillery, and killing the boss, of course. But that still took me quite a while. I edited out quite a bit of footage that really wasn't that interesting to watch. But for transparency reasons, I am showing the most important parts. The parts where like enemies die, items are obtained, maybe my units might die, I don't know. I might screw up some more times. There is one remaining Dark Mage, that's up top there. And he's gonna try to rewarp, of course. And Dagdar is my main use for depleting the Ballista uses because he procs charge every time, so the Ballista fires twice. And that way the Ballista uses are wasted twice as much. I don't like running out ballistas. I think it's kind of a cheap strategy. It kind of compromises the difficulty of the map, but with my current team I have no way to warp skip and kill the boss, even with every other objective taken care of. I guess I could promote Homer in theory, but I really don't want to lose another guy to a Master Lance double attack. So we're gonna go with what we have here. I'm just gonna take it slow. Like, remember, this is still the part where I was, like, annoyed with everything that had happened in this chapter already. So, I'm just taking my time here, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with the really boring details. I'll just show it if something important happens. Last Dark Mage decided to warp right in my attacking range, so I have no qualms killing him right here, even if I have to use, like, a brave sword or something. As I said, Homer has been, like, allergic to gaining magic. And that's pretty annoying, because even when he crits, he cannot one-round kill some of these armor knights, because they have so much HP. Pretty annoying, and it does take me a while to figure out. While I'm here, I just want to say thank you guys so much for being so very positive and understanding about the whole Dean situation. Like I said, I felt bad about it, but actually I feel a lot better now that I know you guys don't really care that much. You just want to see more FE5, basically, and that's good. Because I've got some more FE5 in store. You guys are going to like the next chapter, I know that much. I've got a special surprise planned for it, actually. So be on your toes for that. But yeah, Homer really needs some more magic. He actually had a couple of scrolls to boost his magic growth. I don't believe his base magic growth is all that bad. It can't be any lower than 30%, I know that for sure. Maybe it is 30%. But he just can't seem to do it. But thankfully we have the time, we have Laura, we have everything we need to get him some more level ups. Just finishing my tea. I hate leaving tea untouched. Yeah, we got 7 magic, that's good. And I think we get something else here. Yeah. So yeah, unfortunately Homer is gonna die because he just gained a point of movements. Unfortunate, but we'll make use of it while it lasts, right? So here I remind myself, hey, I probably need to capture this guy with Dean before I forget to take all his stuff. Because he does have a warp staff that I would like. And here I do end up taking it. Yeah, I could have done this with like a warp use or something later in the chapter, so I don't really feel too bad about using Dean for this. Like, I would have found a way around it. It would have probably taken me a warp use, so maybe I'll waste like 2 warp uses down the line or something, or like discard a warp staff to make up for this. That might be the proper way to go. But I do take this stuff off, and from here on out there are going to be like more cuts and edits to show exactly the important parts. Basically, Dagdar's going to run out all these ballistas, and then once they're out, we're going to make our way through the mountain pass, basically. Safi got poisoned by those Dark Mages last episode, and she only has 20 HP, so it actually only takes her like 10 turns to die. And this chapter does take more than 10 turns. So I got annoyed by that and I decided to rescue her, both to save HP and to save healing uses, and not to have to watch the poison animation. You can see here we've already progressed walking quite a bit. I think that might have been either the last or the second to last pair of ballista uses for this one ballista. Looks like I'm right. So now it's just these bishops with Elfire and, well, mostly long-range tomes, so bolting and meteor. And a couple of armor knights with killer axes. I don't think killer weapons are too threatening in Thracia because you can always negate them with scrolls. As long as you remember that they are there to help you, you shouldn't really be surprised by them. But they are fairly accurate. Decided to feed this one to leave. I think he still had like a level to gain or something. Yeah, he was close to leveling up. And he's actually, his latest levels have been pretty good, I think. He's been coming around. I was worried about his skill earlier. Leaf, I feel like it always grows kind of slowly at this point of the game. Maybe it's just because his combat is just, it doesn't stand out anymore. So I'm just being really careful, like, I don't want to take long range tomes plus a killer axe with the same person. But I think I ended up finding a decent solution by putting Orson here. And everyone else just moves forward, and all seems pretty safe. All these ballistas are out of ammo, so I don't really have to worry about those. It's really just the long range magic and the range of this killer axe guy. Which is still, like, pretty threatening if you don't put on a scroll. A killer axe just straight up kills some people. And I forgot that Serum was in range, and that's a really scary crit. I should have foreseen that one. Yeah, I didn't really carefully place Serum there, but I don't remember if I thought of him being in range of the bishop. I think I just forgot, or assumed he'd be fine even if he was. But thankfully, I ended up surviving and got him the heck out of there. Serum's luck isn't very good, so he has a decent chance of getting crit. But bolting also has like 10 or 20 innate crits, so it's kind of poorly designed in that way. Well, I guess it's poorly designed if you like do make poor moves, I guess. So the gate in front of the castle, it looks closed, but it's just like those broken walls in chapter 14. If you wait in front of them, then it just break up and you can enter. So I'm just probably gonna do that with Finn, and then get in there, have the usual support shenanigans going on to make sure everyone survives. Fergus barely cannot reach these bishops. He won't be able to kill them with a fire sword crit, but he's just a bit short even with the leg ring and his mounted movement. But that's okay, I just do it next turn. Everyone here can take 2 hits from the meteors, I'm pretty sure. You would think maybe Nana couldn't because her HP is kind of low, but she does have existent magic. And they end up going for Leaf anyway. So one more time we see this really epic meteor animation. It's cool, I kind of hate seeing it a bunch of times in a row and it gets really old. But I just think it's funny to see the air explode. Such intensity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Leaf has a scroll, so he can't get crit by bolting here. And now these bishops are toast. Now there's like some tiny walls between the path to the boss and the bishop, so you can't actually kill them with one range, I believe, unless you warp someone in. And I also have to keep the boss's range in mind, because he has a Master Axe. And I think for a while here, and then I think I just had to take the kill with Fergus. It's kind of a quick edit, but you'll see what I mean. This way I can kill both bishops this turn and have Orson in range with the Pooji to attack the boss on enemy phase. If Orson is fighting bosses, I like to wait until enemy phase before he attacks. Like, I don't think there's much of a point in attacking with Orson on player phase, because the first hit doesn't have guaranteed crit, whereas on enemy phase, his first hit is like boosted by Wrath, so it's a guaranteed crit, and his second hit is boosted by Pursuit Critical, which also makes it a guaranteed crit if he hits. He has to hit for both, of course. So I think I just end up killing the bishop with the Pooji. And on the enemy phase, he can Pooji the boss. Pooji is kind of low on uses, but I've been pretty conservative with it throughout the mid-game. Early game is when I was really free with it. I think at that point I was still thinking I was done or something. Yeah, just making sure Charisma is in range and we should be all good. Everyone else is kind of relevant. At some point I decide, yeah, Homer should probably go and take some kills on these ballistas while they're out there waiting. Like, he has nothing to do anyway. Yeah, Laura can go help him, of course. I could even have Rescue drop Laura even closer, I think. But this is not the kind of optimization that I'm looking at this late into the chapter. I've been playing for like 2 hours at this point. I'm really tired. I just want to get it over with, so I just need to not mess up. And thankfully Orson doesn't mess up either. He just straight up wrecks this boss as if it's nothing. I wish he had Weapon Triangle, but this guy has a Master Axe. I think I might have said Master Lance earlier, but I do mean Master Axe. It's a master weapon. It kills people. That's the whole point. Or as you see, Homer is still like too weak to just take care of his ballista. This time I do attack on player phase with Pooji. The miss I think wastes to use, but whatever. I just wanted it over with, and I could always heal him on player phase if things went wrong. Nikarth equipped the Killer Axe for some reason, which doesn't counter at 2 range, so that's why I felt free to attack here. Orson has like stats are mostly, well, they're not capped, but they're like 15 plus in most areas, so he's doing pretty well for himself. Yeah, so Homer cannot actually straight up 2-hit KO this Ballista, which I think is kind of funny. Just shows how weak he is at this point. 8 magic is really bad. Level 13. Like, his base level is 5-5, so maybe his growth isn't as bad as I remember. His base magic is like 5 or something. But yeah, it just kind of annoys me. I just wish I had Asphalt, really. So yeah, I took my time to kill all these Ballista pretty much while I could seize. They're out there doing nothing. I might as well put them out of their misery and turn their whatever it is into something useful. Turn their lives into something useful. Food for Homer. I gotta get my Sage somehow. I gotta get my Kaga Sage. I think the Bard critical looks pretty funny. It's kind of the same animation as the Mage, but it's still kind of funny. It's kind of strange how the Bard class evolved from Lewin and this guy to just another dancer, basically. And that's like the next game where they get the first dancer Bard. Kind of strange, isn't it? And at this point I'm gonna recruit Sarah with Jean. I'll show her stats off in a little bit. Sarah is a really good unit. I didn't recruit her earlier because then she'd be in range of all these Dark Mages and probably die. Or if not, maybe Dean would have died. We know how that goes. I'll just talk through this conversation because I don't know how much time I have to talk about Sarah. She's a sister just like Lenoan, but unlike Lenoan, she has a promotion through the Night Proof instead of an event, so she can promote earlier. Her base level is 7 and she has Paragon, so she grows really fast. If you remember Downland's LP, you could use Fortify and just get a level out of her, basically. And you could also just kill any random enemy and get a whole level. Sisters also apparently have a class-based boost on EXP, so that makes her grow really quickly. Her growths are really good, but her bases are so good that in conjunction with the ridiculous Sage promo bonuses, she actually straight up like, cap stats or come close, so she doesn't even need to level up all that much. I'd like to just promote her at level 10. And she also has a B rank in stats, which becomes an A rank in stats when she promotes so soon, so free warp user there. The other weapon ranks aren't as good. She also has Wrath and Miracle, but I don't really like her seeing combat at all, since she's so frail at like 0 defense and 14 HP at this point in the game. She gets 1-hit KO by like hand axes, which is really bad. But it can help her in a pinch, I guess. And there was something else about her, but I forgot. But we'll talk more about Sarah later, I guess. This is not the last we're going to be seeing of her, so there will be plenty to talk about with her. Here I'm just showing off my fatigue. Lenoan has like 38 fatigue, which is the most important one. Fergus is also fatigued. Nana is like not quite fatigued, so she can be there next chapter. Yeah, so can Homer, even though I used him a lot. It's not as much. Combat units don't fatigue as much. Oh yeah, Sloof is also fatigued. And Salem I think is not fatigued. Yeah, so we're sort of good. We got some units to like rest up. But yeah, that's chapter 17 in a nutshell. Thank you guys for watching. I'll look forward to chapter 18. Because I'm gonna try to recruit Xavier. See you guys then.